Alright folks, here's a little tape guide madness on my MM-1000. I'm just going through the whole purpose of what's happening here is really boils back to replacing this static guide right here that comes right before the erase head. So I thought, I've got this rotary tape guide off of the Ampex 448 that I used to have, that I parted out. This is a beautiful 1.5 inch base guide. It's really heavy, uses I think 608 bearings in it, so it's super smooth. And man, that'd be cool to put here, but there were some major issues because notice that the base of it is too high, and I didn't want to have to modify this base because it's a precision shaft, and the base of this has these set screws in it for fine tilt adjustment and all kinds of stuff. I said, nah, I don't want to mess that up. So I thought, well, maybe we can put it in this spot, and then we can take this one, this rolling guide here, and use it down here. So this is the stock setup right here. Tape comes off, goes around the brake arm, around this rolling guide, up over this rolling guide, around the real idler roller, and then over this static guide. So I thought, okay, cool. I'll use this one here. But problem, of course, it's not ready to just drop right on there. It's a little low. So I had my friend, who's a excellent machinist, make this special shoulder washer out of stainless steel. And now we're talking. And it just so happens on this guide plate right here, normally there's this little chrome steel cap on there. Well, that happens to be a 1/4 inch bore, which is what I need to mount my 448 rotary guide. You'll also find these rotary guides on, I think, the AG300. So anyway, so that's going to go right there. Now I've got this available, and the way these things go together, this piece on the bottom is just a base. This is the actual shaft, and there's some shoulder bearings that go on there, or flange bearings, I mean. I've got new ones in there. Nice and smooth. But of course, same problem. That one's way too tall. So, and by the way, the height of this platform here is the same as this right here. So I'm sitting this on the same height that we had before, and I had my nice friend make up a different base for that rolling guide. So what I'm going to have to do is, so now it's going to look like that. Let's get that one unscrewed already. So now look at that. Excelente. What you have to do on this, so this is a pretty well-known modification to do on the MM-1000 here, and also on the MM-1100 there's some things to do to add a rolling guide in there. Obviously this one's a bigger diameter, so you can't just bore out this hole where the static guide mounted and drop that thing in there. There's one modification where you drill an extra hole in this base so that you can use the stock hole, and then this can kind of pivot on that, if that makes sense. That works with the 2-inch guides. 2-inch guides don't have this same or at least a lot of them that I've seen don't have this same shaft assembly. So rather than have to cut this off, this shaft, or monkey around that way, I'm just going to go bore a new hole. I'll have to do some measuring, but bore a new hole that will fit this so that this will drop into the right spot. And then I'll have a tape path on here where the only static surfaces between the supply reel will be the brake arm, which is a pretty low wrap angle static piece, and then this static guide here, and there just really isn't anything that you can do about that because the capstan shaft is right here. You've got a spring for the gate here. There really just isn't room to mount another rolling guide here. I'm sure if I took some time I could figure out a way to do it, but I'm not gonna. This should be an improvement. So that's that. Off to work.